Welcome to my allotment plot in East Sussex on the second week of April 2017. The weather's not been too bad. In fact, it's been so dry we desperately need some rain. Every job this week has been considered. Does it aim towards planting potatoes on Good Friday? If it doesn't, then we don't do it. It is essential that the fence adjacent to the potato plot is finished. Only the fence adjacent the potato plot. Okay. On completion of the wire netting, this means I can now excavate the trench in between the netting and the potato bed. Most of this was completed by Sunday evening, leaving just a modicum amount to be completed on Monday. We'd set another rule earlier that on succession sowing, as soon as the peas show, we would sow the next lot, and so I had to break off from the potatoes, and this is what we did on Tuesday morning. There have been no attacks on the peas by mice, and I definitely put this down to the coffee grounds. While working on this particular bed, I harvested some spring onions and some Swiss chard. And the strawberry bed was given a once over, weeded and fed with bloodfish and bone. After lunch it was back to the potato bed, where I cut the timbers for the ends using the saw handle as a square, and this was promptly cut. Catch it? That's it. This is not the way to nail a 6-inch nail into 4x2. That hammer is far too light. It's only 8 ounces, should be at least 20 ounces. That was more good luck than good management. We now set the end square using the 3-4-5 method. What's good enough for King Hiram of Tyre is good enough for me. And the units I used were feet. The end set, I can now concentrate on digging the trench from north to south. Reaching there, I then cleared the path, ticking up the membrane and that end panel, and forming enough area to allow me to get the other end of the bed in position. And as at the north end, I repeated the process at the south end in measuring the 3-4-5 method. I can now concentrate on forming the other long length, building it up with the 4x2s. I was quite pleased how this bed turned out, particularly with costs. It cost exactly the same building it 12 inches high as what it would have done if I had built a single bed of 8-inch high timbers. So a good deal. All that's required to do now is to rake this bed over, and I can start planting potatoes on Good Friday. Thursday morning, raked the bed over a few times. It is now ready for potato planting tomorrow. So I'm on programme. The rest of the day was spent weeding and hoeing and general tidy up. The broad beans, I noticed, and I've got a stray potato growing from last year. Don't matter how carefully you clear the beds, always one seems to remain. Here we are at the end of Thursday, all ready for tomorrow, and those little white labels are where the early potatoes have shone through. So we planted the potatoes, exactly the same method that I showed before when I planted the earlies. I marked on the end of the board the centre line of the trench. That's a 4 foot wide bed divided by 3 is 16 inches, and therefore that's where the first line goes. But half a spade width, so that's the centre of the spade. I then put in the nail there, which I drive home. Then use what's called builder's line. Now there's 2 types of builder's line. This is string on there. I don't think it's natural fibres, but it's more elastic than the red. I'll just show you that in a sec. So this is the red, and it's nylon, but it doesn't stretch. Now bricklayers don't like it to stretch, but surveyors or site engineers like me will like a bit of stretch, and I'll just show you for why. Now the first thing that we have to do now is make a knot, and the knot that we use is a clove hitch. All you that were Girl Guides and Boy Scouts or even sailors will know what a clove hitch is, but this is the way that I was taught how to do it. Take that and pull it round there, and that the left hand one goes underneath. Do the same, but make it go in the other way and place it over the top there, and then you've got a ring. Okay, and that ring you put over the nail. This is how to do one-handed. You then pull it tight, you slip over the nail, pull tight, and then a half hitch. Bad. It could have been tighter, but I am doing this one-handed, and then do another half hitch over the top. Now what happens then, the atmosphere is damp, or it rains, and that tightens up, but it gets really tight. And when I say really tight, that knot is difficult to undo. That knot is very difficult to undo when it's tight, but this is why I like to use this string and this knot. I just pull out the nail. Nail, all wet and tight, pretty difficult knot to undo, but we just snip it out like that, and then this is the magic bit, we just do that and it's gone. No matter how tight that knot was, it's now free. Line set, we can now commence digging the trench. Using a board so I don't have to walk onto the earth. Bottomed out again using the board to stand on. And giving it a thump down with the hammer to maintain it level and its length. Dig a hole with the trowel to bury the potato. Then goes a handful of 6 eggs. In goes the potato, chit up. Space the potatoes out at 20-inch centres. Here we're on the penultimate one. Measure the 20 inches for the last one. Before backfill, we give the soil a dose of blood, fish and bone. Backfill the trench, and then a final gentle rake over. Returning in the afternoon, the process was repeated on the other side. All that remains now to do is to give the bed a covering of horse manure as a mulch. Well, that's the end of week 2. Time to go home. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, give me a thumbs up. But till next time, bye. Oh, before I go, I must show you the gladioli coming through. I'm quite pleased about these. I do look forward to receiving your comments, so please send me some, and if you've not already subscribed, please subscribe. But here's a final bye again. Bye.